Hello everybody, we are the Geeks and Degenerates 3 this time, not just 2. This is John and this is Seb returning after a while. So
It's a me.
and yeah, to wrap up our, I guess, realistic superhero lineup, we're ending with Superman Returns, an underrated Superman movie starring an underrated Superman actor, in my opinion. Just funny because, fun fact, the other actor who auditioned for this was Henry Cavill. So, yeah. Yeah, we could have gotten him earlier.
You know, hey. This one didn't have a second movie, so it's fine.
None of them did. But I mean, Cavill had BVS, but sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, like,
This is
really?
one and done. Yeah.
yeah, there's a one and done.
Yeah.
So just be happy.
Right. Was this
Oh, this has a fuck ton of history.
a fuck
Sorry?
ton of
Like-
history?
There's a fuck ton of history behind the making of this movie because this wasn't supposed to be the movie we got. You know what we were supposed to get, right?
Is it the Nicolas Cage one?
Yes, we were supposed to get
Yes.
the Nick Cage, Tim Burton directed Superman that was supposed to be tied into the Keaton-verse.
Yeah. I mean,
This was the replacement.
yeah. I mean, Nick Cage eventually got his screen time, and what was it? The Flash.
What, in PS2 graphics? Sure.
Yeah.
That was great.
I never watched The Flash.
It was
because,
fucking
like,
horrible.
And
Don't.
no. Anyway.
I didn't watch The Flash, even though like I would have wanted to review that shit with you guys. I was just like, I can't give Ezra Miller money, man. That was a lot of crimes. Just so many crimes.
Just letting you know, I didn't give him anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. It was just when it came out, I was just like, I don't know. I don't know if I can morally do this.
Right? But yeah, going back to this movie, what do you guys feel about this movie the first time you guys saw this?
First time watching it back when I was a child, I got bored.
Same.
I got really bored because I was like, Lois Lane with another man? What? Where's the big bad guy? You know, I'm like, that's the only thing I was looking for. I was like, where's the big bad guy? And it's Lex Luthor. I was like, cool, where's his suit of armor? Not there.
Nah.
I was like, all right.
Because because you guys grew up on Justice League Unlimited. Like that's
Yeah.
the one we're used to now.
Yeah.
I'm cool with like very smart Lex Luthor, and not gonna lie, I did like Kevin Spacey. I don't like him particularly, but I like his performance here.
Clip that when he just says, "I love Kevin Spacey."
Like, oh, here we go again.
Like I knew he'd say some shit.
They
Here we
got me
go.
in court, they're just like, Your Honor, here's the
got him."
video. I can't say it like that.
And then the next step they play is the eye Tanya. You're like, fuck.
God damn it.
But yeah, I found it boring too. I had no idea this connected to Superman 1 and 2 until like years later. And I'm like, oh, that's why. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Did you know that I only found out that it was connected to Superman 1 and 2 just like after watching it for this review? Where I was like, wait a minute,
Yeah, right?
my son. I was like, okay.
I still use that. I still use that on Edwin. Like every time I see it, I'm just like my dad. Like we saw a Brandon Routh. Oh wait, no. What's his name? The original
Jor-El? Marlon Brando?
Yeah, I saw a Marlon Brando Jor-El at a free comic book day in the Philippines, and every time we looked at him, and I was with Edwin at the time. Every time we looked at him, I was like, my son. My son.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I remember from the Christopher Reeve Superman. Like, I never watched them because it was just a little too dated for me. And since you asked the question of how this movie was when I first watched it, I didn't watch it as a child. I watched it as an adult when, like, BVS came out and shit, because I was just like, oh, I love DC history so much. BVS is such a good movie. Yeah, so I watched it and I was like, wow. I didn't know Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor would suck so much. Because he did. He did. There's going to be one scene we'll probably talk about later that made me like go like, wow, he really sucks. But in
I-
retrospect, because this is tied into the Christopher Reeve version, I understand why he was like that.
Yeah.
But I was just like, just give us the Mr. Krabs Lex Luthor. It's
Right.
the
Yeah.
one we want.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that you mentioned it, yeah, I forgot that like the first Lex Luthor had like a receding hairline and was like kind of goofy. I was like, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was. Yeah.
Like rewatching this, I was like, right. Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor was like a land, what do you call that? Land grabber, or like, what do you call that? Real estate agent.
No,
Ah,
but he
okay.
also wasn't calculated and cold the way we know the animated Lex Luthor to be. He
Yeah.
was
Hmm.
very Jesse Eisenberg,
Yeah.
you know, but like somehow more annoying. Like, if you didn't like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, then you can blame the Christopher Reeve Lex Luthor for paving the way for that. Like, to me, Kevin Spacey is the worst of the Lex Luthors.
I didn't mind it all that.
Yeah, I didn't mind it at all. I was like, well, he's doing Gene Hackman, but sure.
At some scenes, I was like, okay, he seems intimidating enough. Like that, like if he was given a different script, I feel like he would have pulled it off.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore, but like,
Yeah, he's never gonna act again.
I'm sorry, John Marty, they're not gonna give it back to him. I know you love him so much. Remember the clip. Remember the clip.
and not gonna lie, I did like Kevin Spacey. I don't.
John Mart is a big fan of Mr. Spacey.
God damn it!
But I do like Brandon Rue as Superman. Like, even though he is tied to Christopher Reeves, I do believe he makes Superman his own character in here, and like I believe him as a successor and like his own Superman. I do love the scene when they're shooting at him, and it's the trailer scene where it just
Where
bends.
like the bullet like bends his like at his eye.
Yeah, I
All
was like,
right.
that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Again, I think we're just spoiled by modern Superman movies where you're like, I wish there was a bit more, him going up against not humans, more of Kryptonians and aliens that can hurt him.
That was the oddest thing here. It was just more like natural disasters or like accidents that he's up against. I was like, okay. By the way, I don't know if this is a thing, but do commercial airlines make a buy with like NASA
No,
at like launching? I was like, whenever was this a thing?
I think that was just a dream of like the era of Christopher Reeve's Superman. It's like a bygone thing. I was like, maybe we can do this. They don't do it now for obvious reasons, especially since the airlines are under hot water because of what's been happening with the company. But yeah,
I get assassinated, so I'm not saying any names.
yeah, I didn't see any names too. What company? But yeah, I do like Brandon Root as Superman. I do love the fact he came back as Superman from Kingdom Come in the Arrowverse. Well, with the costume.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. The Arrowverse really did a lot to like give us what Brandon Routh could have done
Yeah,
if the movie wasn't trying so hard to be another movie. Because that's what Bryan Singer did,
yeah,
and that was also why the movie was so not dissimilar to the Christopher Reeve one, because they specifically were like, we were about to do the Nicolas Cage Superman. He holds a picture of Nicolas Cage Superman. This is apparently something he actually did. Every time someone was like complaining about the creative direction, Bryan Singer would just be like, but we're not doing this. This is good because look what we could have had. Like,
oh,
it sucked. It was so boring. It still was so boring.
yeah.
I have to be guilty for this. I don't remember majority of like the start because I did fall asleep. Like I had to go back after I finished the movie because I forgot that Lex Luthor stole like the kryptonite like crystal things.
Yeah.
Because the scene where I woke up was Superman like at his like lair, and he's just like, where the fuck are the things? Even I was like, where the fuck are the things?
What things?
From the Fortress of Solitude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird how Superman just has that shit lying around, like crystals that could just be kryptonized,
Weaponized.
Or like
Kryptonite
can
ties.
terraform Earth into another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Krypton. And I was just like, why? And why do you have 6 of them?
Right? Just laying about where in the Fortress of Solitude where anybody can enter apparently. You're like, I thought you would have that shit more secure.
On lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh
I think I was under the impression that he was the only one that could survive in that area.
Yeah. And then Lex Luthor was like, nah.
yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, Superman has always had low int.
Yeah.
Like, to
Yeah.
his own detriment.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like the only like most clever thing that he had as a security measure was like that key that weighed like a ton
Yeah.
underneath his rug. Outside of the Fortress of Solitude. And I was like, why is there a rug outside of the Fortress of
No,
Solitude?
you know, Superman like has been an idiot in these movies, but he is saved completely, but by how much bigger idiots his villains are.
Yeah.
Like, this was not a smart plan on Lex's part. It really wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I do like the scene of confrontation between him and Lex where Lex just stabs him after Soups was beaten to shit and he's just like, now fly. You're like, oh, that's alright, cool.
You know, that's one thing I kind of was like on the fence about, but at the same time, I found it so funny is that Lex Luthor is like this one of the smartest men on Earth,
Yeah.
and usually the case here is like he has a device that like maybe neutralizes like Superman. Here, yes, he did terraform a little bit of the planet to be Krypton and make Superman weak. But then, like, he just resorted to like Tondo street violence. I was just like, okay.
Yeah, he just brought the Kryptonian ice pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just
Because
shivs
that's all it
him.
is.
You're like, oh, damn.
Like wrong place, wrong time, Superman. It's like I was like, what?
I mean,
Okay.
I guess it adds up because Lex Luthor's whole thing here is like all of the Lex Luthors we've gotten have been like along the lines of like what Gene Hackman did with it,
Yeah.
and this one like these Lex Luthors have massive inferiority complexes.
Yeah.
So I guess him shanking Superman was his way of feeling like, oh yeah, I got the shit in the bag because I can shank Superman.
Uh,
Nowhere where it would kill him, by the way, just like enough to hurt him, just not kill him because he's a fucking idiot.
apparently.
I do have a problem with the plot of like them the terraforming and Superman being weak, and I was like, this doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense because it just kills everybody else.
Yeah. And he's like, this will be beachfront property for the rest of the world. I'm like, what rest of the world? What rest of the world?
Billion.
Yeah.
I feel like now that the original original Zack Snyder Superman, like the plan of terraforming Earth by what's his fucking name?
Zod.
Zod
Yeah.
was probably them shitting on Superman Returns his plan to terraform the Earth because they're like, this is what would have happened. Everyone would have died.
Right.
It's like Kryptonians look like that because they can handle the fucking gravitational pressure.
Yeah.
Humans can't. They should have just been like everyone who was human should have just been a sploot.
Yeah. It's that scene from
the time
Man of
Superman
Steel where
died.
they go, you see humans with the cars, and you're like, what's gonna? Oh fuck! Jesus Christ!
They're just an embodiment of a bass drop. And I'm like, all right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Also, by the end, when they were at the island, does that island symbol like? I was like, is that supposed to be Brainiac's symbol, or is that just conveniently look like that, like a dick, or is that supposed to be Brainiac's symbol? Because it kind of looks like the thing on his forehead. I was like, huh. I don't
There's
know.
probably a piece to that.
I was more focused on are they gonna eat the dog or not? But like, okay.
Yeah, it pans out, and John's like, I hope the dog's okay. Like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Same here. I was. No, I'm like being legit. I was like, I didn't look at the island and be like, reference. No, I was like, dog? Okay, I don't.
Yeah.
Probably thinking of this because you were fresh from watching The Boys. Like, oh no, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it because this is what superhero things do now, right? They eat dogs and they fuck octopuses.
Tilda Swinton.
No.
No, Tilda.
It's like, I'm dying. I'm still
And there
dying.
was so much. There's so much of that. That went on for so long.
Yeah.
They did the Deadpool bit. I was like, alright.
Yeah. Oh god. But yeah. Again, I just like Brandon Root as Superman, but then I'm like, yeah, I still like you as Superman. The rest of the movie I can do without. Like, I do like some of the soundtracks or the score, especially when he's like recharging and he comes through the clouds. I'm like, all right, that's pretty cool. And like, I do like hearing the classical Superman theme when he rescues the plane. But aside from that, I'm like, this movie can be a bit more entertaining, you know?
And like Scott Summers being a cuck again. I'm like, god damn it.
Poor guy. I forgot he was here until I saw this movie for this review. I was like, right, James Marsden, Bryan Singer, right.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, the sheer square footage of people that have been involved with people who touch kids or people who touch kids in this movie, it's mind-blowing. We have Bryan Singer, we have Kevin Spacey, we have James Marsden, who protected Drake Bell's abuser. Like, just,
Oh, fuck.
wow, there's a lot of them here. God damn.
Right?
It's like canceled the movie. It's like it's like we were watching a compilation of like John Maher's most cancelable clips.
Wasn't the actor for Perry White, Frank Langella, isn't he cancelled as well? For inappropriate behavior? I forgot.
I'm not sure, because I'm just looking at a picture of him here and it's like, is he still alive? He doesn't look like a dude that would still be alive.
But yeah, again, I just wish this movie was more than what we got. But I just do like the lead. But yeah, anything else to add to this review?
He is a fucking... He does have sex crimes.
Yeah.
Diddles.
Yeah,
I
Frank
just
Langella.
googled him right now. He has sex crimes. God damn. This set must have been uncomfortable for everybody.
Yeah. It's like,
Just 3-4 different dudes on set going like, whose private's gonna...
God.
Bryan Singer's like, I have them all.
Oh, God.
My Exodia.
Just holding up his infinity gauntlet of non-consensual touching. No fingerprints.
Yeah. This is the movie he said yes to instead of X3, and isn't X3 directed by, again, another person who's like in hot water. It was a bad time.
For diddling people?
I think for
He was an asshole. Like, he did some fucked shit.
Elliot Page.
Elliot Page.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know if he did anything physical to anybody, but I know that like he was outing Elliot Page before Elliot Page was ready for that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, if we have nothing to add, what would you rate Superman Returns?
I rate it as 5. Okay, I gotta give it 4.5. Sorry. Yeah, it's a 4.5 for me because it is boring. A lot of times I did was like, okay, this is fine. Like, I don't mind like a slower paced Superman movie, but like no, I'm not joking. Like okay, maybe if it's about his life and just like a few crimes, he just saves people. I'm like, okay, fine. But I was like, I've seen like slower paced superhero movies where the dialogue's just on point, and that's what kept me my attention on it.
Yeah.
But here, it was none of that, so I was like, The actor for Superman was great, I will agree. Lex Luthor, not my favorite, but like, he was okay. He was alright.
Go back to
Not
the clip.
Kevin, not
back to
Kevin
the
Spacey.
clip.
Not Kevin Spacey. Like, I was like, alright. But yeah, other than that, yeah, it's a very slow-paced Superman movie that I'm not used to. I don't know if I'm spoiled by it, but we did take a good look at it, and it was just like, nah, this thing's boring.
Yeah.
Hard to say. And I would have loved to have seen the Nicolas Cage one after seeing like that clip from The Flash where he fights like this giant alien spider.
He finally fights the spider. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I want to see that.
Did you know there was an entire documentary
Yeah.
Yes.
on the making of that film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it would have been so cool if anything. Like, would it have been good? We don't know. But would it have been interesting? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been fucking interesting.
It would have, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't mind. I don't know. It really depends. But I would have not mind if it was like connected to,
The Burton
To-
Batman.
yeah, the Burton Batman.
Yeah.
And mind you, even if it wasn't a good film, it was at least helmed. Like, it would have been starring a dude who loves Superman so much, he named his son Kal-El.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage's son ruined his Nicolas Cage ruined his son's entire potential for a normal social life because of how much he loves Superman.
Yeah.
Okay? That's how much he loves Superman. And we could have had that guy. Brandon Routh was good, but alright, since we're giving scores, right? I'll give it a 4. Because this is all of the best possible materials. Because Brandon Routh is as Superman looking as a dude can get. Kevin Spacey is a person with the most Lex Luthor vibe you would ever see on another person. I wouldn't say the plot was slow. I would say the plot went nowhere interesting.
Yeah.
It wasn't just pacing. It was that they never planned to lead it to somewhere that was interesting.
Yeah.
So that's why it was, it felt slow, it felt boring, because they had no plans to do anything cool.
Yeah.
So if that was the case, then it does somewhat feel like a waste of time.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time for the same reasons that I didn't like, let's say, Mortal Kombat, the latest one that they did.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me the plot went nowhere, and then it turned into the tournament all of a sudden. Then we're supposed to think that all of this makes sense. But it had great cast members. Like all of the material was there except for the script.
Yeah.
So yeah, Superman Returns was limited by exactly the same shit. It could have been great, but
Yeah.
the script was shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'll give this a 5. I did have fun rewatching this. I was like, maybe it's because I watched this during my childhood, so this is the only Superman content aside from the old ones. So I'm like, all right, I have fun memories with this. I even have fun memories of the lame Superman Returns game. I was like, that was fun for a bit until it became
Really?
repetitive.
I thought, yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
it got really repetitive. Anyway, we're not talking about
Yeah. I do like Brandon Root as Superman. I do like the soundtrack. I find it really great at times, especially when he's recharging. I just wish it was, again, more entertaining. Again, I might be just more spoiled since we're coming off of Superman that blocks Steppenwolf's axe with his shoulder, and I was not impressed. You're like, oh, fuck, that's fucking cool. Do this, and you're like, he's lifting things. Okay, that's fine.
Shot in the eye, though. He got shot.
He got shot in the eye.
If he's not the Man of Steel, he's the Man of Steel balls. I would have at least blinked.
Yeah, oh god.
This man voluntarily, he saw a bullet coming, and he's just like, let me make
even though
sure.
we're if it was us, we're just like,
Yeah, it's like,
No,
oh.
I would have at least been. But no, this Superman was just like, oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's see what you got.
Let's fucking go. To the audience watching, if there's any takeaway, you should check out The Death of Superman Lives by the late great John Snap. I believe it's on YouTube still. But yeah, it's a great documentary.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great documentary, and it's fascinating to see what we could have gotten. That's why I was like, yeah, he finally fights the spider, because that's one of the big things they wanted to put in the movie, that he fights a giant spider, mechanical spider, for some reason. But yeah. And to the audience watching, did you play Superman Returns the game? I'm just reaching out. No?
Is anyone there?
Right?
Is anybody there?
But yeah, that has been our video for Superman Returns. What's your favorite Superman movie? So this one, Man of Steel, Quest for Peace, even. If you like guilty pleasures, why not? Or the animated ones, like the new one with Darren Chris. I think that's the same.
What was it called again? I forgot. It's the
anime?
one with a really cute Lois Lane.
Yeah,
The
by
anime?
animated one with Alexander with Dario as Lois Lane. Yeah. It's pretty new. It's a new movie. It's on HBO if you guys want to check it out. But
Oh
yeah.
shit, I have a new thing I'm watching. Himbo Superman with Alexandra Daddario
Yeah.
as Lois Lane.
Yeah, and Lobo's in
God
it.
damn!
Yeah. But yeah, if you like our videos, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok. Spotify to hear us on the go. TikTok to see our best and funniest moments. Even Jomer's Kevin Spacey vouchering. I'm kidding, no.
No, don't fucking dare.
Bring the clip back!
I'm not gonna lie, I did like Kevin Spacey. I don't.
And that's our ending credits, like Jomer being like, yeah, Kevin Spacey. It's like,
Love Kevin Spacey!
but yeah. I am Zoda's Voices on TikTok and Division and Ends Wolf on Letterboxd. Where can they find you, gentlemen? Jump. Or Sam. Go. Either one of you go first.
Seb the Harmacist on Twitter and Instagram,
Okay.
mainly. Or you'll just see me here, because this is like the only place I do content.
You can find me at JomJM_ on Instagram. It is Marika.
And until the next video, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.